Hello, 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 everybody. All right, here we go. Hello, hello, everybody. How is everybody feeling today? We are at the business shortcut, Monday, 11 o'clock, as always, everybody. Now I'm trying to sort out my things here. They're not as, there we go. Here we go. Um, So we are recording today talking about how to start running workshops and retreats. Lots of people have been asking this question, so let's go. We're going to answer this question for you today. Now, I don't know why I've got a virtual background in here, but here we go. And we got Ollie Boy at the back as well. Can you guys see him? There we go. He's right there. There we go. So cute. Okay, so what are we doing today? Talking about this because a lot of people are like, how do I run a webinar or workshops online, offline? How do I get people there? How do I promote it? How do I sell it? How do I do all of that? So first and foremost, let's talk about why. Why should you run workshop and retreats? Why should you get people engaged in a workshop with you? Hopefully you, oh, wrong name. I love it. I'm gonna rename myself. Um, I don't know how to do that. Here we go. You guys change my name? Okay. All right. I don't know how to do that. Okay, fantastic. So, why should you run workshops and retreat? The first reason why is because if you want to help your clients, if you want to help them get the massive change in their lives, if you want them to really, 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 work out a way to change their life forever, then it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen by just coming along into um, 1 hour with you, one-on-one or one-to-many. It's not going to happen like that, right? So we need to really make sure that we understand that the more time they spend with us, the more we're going to be able to help them. But we can't keep working with people one-on-one for a couple of reasons, right? This is where a lot of people say, well, one-on-one is the best way to get people success. I disagree. I highly, strongly disagree because when you work one-on-one with people, there's a limited amount of time that you can work with them. But if you do a workshop, you can spend 3 full days with them because obviously it's a lot more efficient of your time. And the way, if you spend 3 full days with them, and then maybe you can also do a couple of one-on-ones if you want, you're going to be able to obviously have way more transformation than if you just do a one-on-one session once, right? And this is what a lot of people don't really understand about business and about scaling, right? So when you go one to many, you don't just do it for the money. You don't just do it to go, oh, okay, I want to make more money, I'm going to go one to many. But you also do it to help people to transform, because when you spend 3 days with someone or spend an hour with someone, you're definitely going to be able to make that change, to help them go deeper, right? Learn more. There's way more value, and also it will save you time because then you're now not working on a time for money type of business anymore. By now you're moving towards one to many, so you're going to save more of your time and your business will be way more scalable. But also, from running 3-day workshops, I've been running 3-day workshops for the last 5 years. I have got to know my clients at such a deeper level because we work long hours, because we are together, because I get what happened when they get tired, right? So I get to know them in a way that I could never get there one-on-one. Because one-on-one, I will spend an hour and then I will say goodbye, right? And then next week, another hour and then goodbye. You cannot get that deep. And as you do when you do one-to-many. So I do believe that workshops and retreats are the best way for you to offer a transformational experience to your clients. If you truly want to take them to a deep, deep, deep level, the best way is to get into doing workshops. So, what is the difference between a workshop and a retreat? So, usually a workshop is a classroom style, right? So it is like it's between 9 to 5, or it could be 9 to 1 or 9 to 4, whatever that is. It doesn't include food. There is more learning. Hello, Ollie boy. Hi. He wants to contribute. He likes workshops as well. So more learning, right? You get to learn way more when you are in a workshop. So it's more like this is like it's a class type of thing. Instead of a retreat, you stay overnight and there's more activities over learning. So there's more implementation, and there's more exercise and games and activities. They're going to keep the people engaged. And obviously there is food, accommodation included in the package. So this is how I separate workshop and retreats. Can you do them online? Yes. You can run workshops online, and you can run a type of retreats. It's not really retreat, it might be more seminars type of experiences. You don't obviously stay overnight, and you don't have accommodation and food included. So I would call them more seminars rather than retreats. But hey, you can do really big experiences by doing that. When you have a retreat, you're going deeper. There is things that happen when you stay overnight with people, the strangers. There is lots of more triggers happening. There's things that happen to, like, you get tired, you get a bit upset, and it's easier to get triggered, which means your subconscious mind is taking over, which means the change can be longer, can be whatever happens in the weekend, you're gonna last a little bit longer. So that's why I love retreats as well. So people ask me, okay, so how much should I charge for it? Well, how do I know how much to charge? Well, I always say start with a beta, start with a trial, so that there's not too much pressure from you, and to sell it, to overcome objections, to having that fear of going, oh my gosh, I charged like $30,000 and I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. So I would never do that. I always undercharge and over deliver to make sure that there is that amount of value there that people are like, wow, that was the best workshop I've been to, and these are the reason why, and I would have paid way more. And when you hear that, that's when you start to put your prices up. But again, when I put my prices up, I add value first. I say, okay, well, if they love these, imagine what's going to happen when I add these other exercises or these other IP, or I added 2 hours every day, or whatever it is, and then I charge more, right? Or I give them a recording, or I give them access to a membership site, or I give them support after the retreat is finished, right? So you add more value, and then you put your prices up. That's how you can explain why you're putting your prices up. So always have a beta, which is like, I usually say $500, $800 for the beta to really test it out, and then you'll do the rest. So obviously for a retreat, you need to consider the cost of accommodations and foods and all of that. But once you've done that, then you're definitely going to be able to go ahead and offer it. Always start a lower price, and I say put up the prices each year. Now, when it's your first year and you started with the beta, yes, put your prices up, every couple of months until you get to a comfortable price where your clients are comfortable to commit, and you know that is undercharging and over delivering. Then you will put it up every year by having a look at what resources you give into your clients, what can you add, what can you give extra, and then you start to put your prices up. The thing is that when you start to put your prices up, you also need to consider that it's going to be harder for you to go backwards. It's always better to go forward rather than backwards. So really think about that. Hi, Ian. How are you? Ian says, I found that when working one-on-one, that person can tend to become dependent. Working one-to-many, put ownership, responsibility back to the client to discover, grow, and learn. Yes, Ian, absolutely. They'll be able to go, because I actually don't want my clients to be dependent on me. I don't want them to be like, I only get the value when I talk to Francesca one-on-one. I don't want anybody to be attached to me personally, but it's more like, hey, this is what happens. So I totally agree. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Ian. Absolutely. So what are the most common mistakes that I've seen when people are running workshops, and how do they look like? So they don't limit the numbers. So at the beginning, when you do your beta, your first couple of courses, I strongly recommend that you give a container of going, okay, well, it's the beta. we're going to do maximum 5 people or maximum 10 people, because so that you can give enough of your attention to everybody, making sure that they actually going deep enough, and also you can sort of support them through that journey. A lot of people don't know how to go deep, and so they might sabotage it. They might have questions and they're not willing to ask if it's such a big group. So for you and for them, just for the first few workshops, I will put a limit in the numbers until you're confident enough that you can reach more people. So when I went my workshops from 10 to 15 people, I added a couple of crew members. I have trained some people in my team to be able to do what I do, right? So it took me a while for me to grow my numbers from 10 to 15 and then 20 and then 25, and then we go all the way to 50. That was before COVID. But then it's important that you pace it out, because I want to make sure that every single person feels like there is value, right? I want every single person in the room to feel like they have the personalized training. So if I have big classes from the beginning and I don't know how to hold a stage, hold a room, and I don't know how to handle different questions, and I don't know how to make it relevant to everybody, and I don't know how to stick to one subject, and I don't know how to overcome objections, and I don't know how to deal with conflict, and right, if I don't know how to do all the things and I put myself in a room of 50 people, I risk that one person will ruin the experience for everybody, and I don't want to do that. So for me, what made it really sustainable and scalable is that I would just go, okay, let's start at 5 people max. And then I did that a few times. And then, okay, 10 people, then a few times. And then I went 15 people. And then I did that a few times, right? And then I started to grow in a way that I could handle it. And also people would not lose any value, would actually be more value. Because a lot of the time, when there is more people in the room, it's actually beneficial for a lot of the student and the attendees, because there is more chances for them to resonate with different people in the room. It's better networking. There's lots of beautiful relationships starting in the group. So there's lots of benefits by having bigger groups as well. The common mistake is charging too much. Oh my goodness. People see successful people charging a lot of money and they go, I want to charge that much. And it's like, but wait, you have a lifetime to get to charge that much. Just start in a place that you're undercharging and over delivering. All my prices, I always go undercharge, over deliver. I cannot sell to someone without having the knowledge of going, I need to over deliver on what I promise. I physically cannot sleep at night if I sell something and I know that there's no value there. It's just not happening. And so to really, for you to charge to higher price at the beginning, sometimes people overcompensate their insecurities by charging a lot of money. And so I just rather charge little amount of money and have more people in the room, or do the event more times, so that I can get clear on how to run it and how to get benefits and how to help people, rather than charge this crazy amount of money and not be able to sell it. Yeah. They try to sell a workshop or retreat straight from Facebook or to a cold audience, and that doesn't work. So it's important that you know the journey that you're going to take people through, so that they're going to say, when they get to the point to have the offer, they're going to say yes. And for me, that is a workshop or a webinar or something that is valuable, that they're going to see your value. They're not just going to imagine it. Because I don't want to write content on social media that makes people there was, oh my gosh, there was this person the other day that I was watching, and they copied, their marketing was all about, this is going to be the thing that's going to change your life forever, and all of those big words and big statements. And I go, I don't want to promise that. I just want to be real with my people. I just want to go, hey, I've worked so hard on this course, and these are the benefits of the course, and these are actual tangible things you're going to get. And I don't want to over promise this like crazy thing, and then get people to buy on a dream rather than buy on facts. I prefer that people say, get to know me and get to see me teaching, and then make a conscious decision, yes, this person is the right coach for me, rather than trying to like sell them from a Facebook post that I just have to lie about it so that the people say yes. I do not want to do that in my business. People don't plan properly, so they just go, all right, I'm going to do a retreat. It's going to be next month. It's like, wait, how many workshops are you running to be able to offer people that? How many people you want to retreat, right? So look at your numbers and really understand, is this possible? Is this going to happen? Is this what I want? Is this how many people? Is going to be me enough people? Do I cover my cost? Right? There's so many more options and things to think about before you just go, blah, right? And then they go with that one, and then they don't plan what's next and what's going to happen after. So this is what I love about what we do in the Marketing Academy, that we help people map it all out, and then we teach them how to launch it and how to do it and how to really do every step of the way, because we want people to succeed, right? Simple as that. So not having future dates ready, it's another problem, and not having a venue booked in time. So last minute they go, oh my gosh, the event is next week and I haven't got a venue. It's like, oh, mamma mia. So really make sure that you think ahead of all the things you need to do before the things happen, pretty much. So, how do you sell workshops and retreats? Well, know your funnel and know that you need to get people through a journey for them to be able to say yes. So, for example, you could say, well, I get people into these type of webinars, right? I nurture them every week. I teach them something new every week. From here, they then can go into a workshop, which is a 2-hour workshop or a 4-hour workshop, where I give a lot of value, where I teach, where I take people from this to this, and I show them how to do it, right? So it's a very valuable workshop. At that workshop, I will offer, you put an offer down and you tell them that there is this retreat or webinars or whatever it is happening. And from there, then you put the offer. And then usually you send people into a one-on-one chat. And in that one-on-one chat, you tell them, hey, are you the right client? Am I the right coach for you? How are we going to work from here? And that's how you're going to do it. So we want to be realistic with numbers. So we want to make sure that we have I I love the word realistic, by the way. There's people that don't, but I do. And the reason why I like to be realistic is because I want to achieve my goals. I don't want to go and have a crazy goal with a crazy number and never achieve it and then be disappointed with myself. I want to put a number and I want to achieve it. So I want to be realistic with my numbers and really understand how does that look like. I have had so many people in the past that reach out to me and say, Francesca, do you want to speak at this event that I'm running? We're going to have about 400 people. I'm like, oh, wow, 400 people. That's amazing. How many events have you done so far? 0. I'm like, okay. And how are you going to get 400 people there? Oh, this and that. And how much are you charging? Oh, $500. I'm like, okay. So I am not a negative person. I'm always very positive, and I'm also very realistic. So if someone tells me that they've got a plan and they haven't think through it, I can tell that, it's possible to get 400 people at your first event. I have no doubts about that. But you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have a system. You got to have a funnel. You got to have a budget to put it for advertising, because it's your first event and you're charging $500. You got to spend a lot of money on advertising to be able to get that happen, right? So it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen organically. So very important that we are honest with ourselves, so that we don't have crazy expectations and we're not going to be able to achieve them. That's what's important to me. So talk to people one-on-one about it, and tell people that that's happening, and make sure that the sales happen on a one-on-one basis, and don't rely selling straight to that, right? Don't rely just, I've got this $500 course and I want 400 people in it. Are you in? Like, people can be like, well, no, I never talked to you before. I don't know if it's going to be valuable. There's too much information that they don't know to make a proper decision. And the other thing that people don't understand is, like, have a value, like a ladder of going, okay, people can go into a $49 workshop, and then from there they would choose a couple of $1,000 workshop or $10,000 workshop. It's fine. But if you don't have a stepping stone, when people haven't paid any money, when people haven't committed to you, even if it's like a $49, then they're less likely for them to buy something else. So really important that you think about the client journey and what are the chances for them to actually continue buying with you, rather than trying to get them straight into the high ticket item. from get-go, which is, there's not many chances of that happening, right? So I hope that you guys start to run events and workshops and retreats yourself. If you are interested in knowing how to do that, we have a workshop called Invisible to Invincible, and I teach and show people how I made that happen for my business and how you can do that too. We're going to see you here the next Monday, 11 o'clock. I am here every Monday teaching something that you guys are asking. So if you have any subject, anything you want me to teach and share and show you how I do it, put it in the comments and we can show you how to do that. Also, make sure that you go and follow me on my podcast, Business Behind the Scene. I record an episode every single month. I just recorded today, episode number 62, every single month, every single week. 62. So it's been over a year that we have this podcast, and we've got over 4,600 people now listening, which I'm beyond excited. So everybody join up, listen up to my podcast, put a subscription, and please leave a review. I would love to see your comments about that podcast. And I hope that you enjoyed today. You have a fantastic Monday. And if you are my client and you are invisible, we're starting in 9 minutes. I'm going to talk to you how to get from invisible into established. Let's get you there. See you, everybody. Have a fantastic week. Bye.